If he has the courage, if he has the courage, if he has the courage of Indira Gandhi, let him say here, let him say here that Donald Trump, you're a liar. That you did not make us ceasefire and that we did not lose any planes. Let him say it. If he has the courage. 50% भी है इंदिरा गांधी का तो यहां बोल दे. अगर दम है, अगर सचमुच में दम है तो आज शाम यहां प्रधानमंत्री को कह देना चाहिए डोनाल्ड ट्रंप इज अ लायर. झूठ बोल रहा है डोनाल्ड ट्रंप.
On July 29, 2025, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the lower house of India's parliament, the Lok Sabha, in a highly anticipated speech on Operation Synindor, India's swift military response to the April 22nd terror attack in Pahalgam. With the world watching and the domestic opposition alert, Modi delivered a firm message. India has zero tolerance for terrorism. He directly rebuked Pakistan for harbouring terror groups and reaffirmed India's right to respond forcefully to cross-border aggression. Operation Synindor was India's retaliatory strike on terror infrastructure inside Pakistan, specifically targeting areas in Meridka and Bahawalpur, regions long associated with terror outfits like Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. According to Modi, the strike lasted only 22 minutes and achieved 100% success, destroying training camps and eliminating over 100 terrorists. This, he said, was not about land grabs, but about demolishing the roots of terrorism.
भारत ने 6 मई रात और 7 मई सुबह जैसा तय किया था वैसी कार्रवाई की और पाकिस्तान कुछ नहीं कर पाया. 22 मिनट में 22 अप्रैल का बदला निर्धारित लक्ष्य के साथ हमारी सेना ने ले लिया.
In his speech, Modi unveiled a sharpened anti-terror doctrine. If there is a terror attack on India, we will hit back. We will take stern action at every place from where the roots of terror spring forth. He emphasized that India will no longer tolerate the terror trade binary, asserting that terror and talks, terror and trade cannot coexist. His rhetoric signals a permanent shift in India's strategic posture, away from restraint and toward preemptive and punitive action. The session turned theatrical when Rahul Gandhi, leader of the opposition, challenged Modi to mention Donald Trump by name. Gandhi accused Modi of caving under US pressure, citing Trump's public claims, made more than 25 times in 73 days, that he facilitated a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. Modi, however, sidestepped the provocation, choosing to keep the focus on India's independent decisions and the success of the operation.
If he has the courage, if he has the courage, if he has the courage of Indira Gandhi, let him say here, let him say here that Donald Trump, you're a liar.
Rejecting the suggestion that the operation was halted due to US influence, Modi clarified that it ended because its objectives were fulfilled. He directly rejected what he called Pakistan's nuclear blackmail, asserting that India will act decisively regardless of Islamabad's threats. His message: India will not allow fear of escalation to paralyze its counter-terrorism efforts. Modi linked Operation Synindor to a broader timeline of Pakistani aggression, citing the 2008 Mumbai attacks and the 2019 Pulwama bombing, both orchestrated by Pakistan-based terror groups. He called Pakistan a helpless and hopeless state after Operation Synindor, accusing it of responding by targeting Indian schools, temples and military bases, a move that further justifies India's retaliatory posture.
और पाकिस्तान में समझदारी होती तो आतंकियों के साथ खुलेआम खड़े रहने की गलती न करता। उसने निर्लज्ज होकर के आतंकवादियों के साथ खड़े रहने का फैसला किया।
External Affairs. Minister S. Jaishankar backed Modi's remarks, noting that only 3 UN member states opposed Operation Synindor. Key alliances such as the Quad and BRICS condemned the Pahalgam attack, aligning behind India's narrative that Pakistan is a state sponsor of terrorism. This marks a diplomatic win for New Delhi and further isolates Islamabad on the global stage.
So let me start with countries who are known to be partners of India. Quad. Quad gave a statement which says the Quad unequivocally condemns all acts of terrorism and violent extremism in all its forms and manifestations, including cross-border terrorism. We condemn in strongest terms the terrorist attacks in Pahalgam on 22 April and call for perpetrators, organizers and financiers of this reprehensible act to be brought to justice without any delay. Now, sir, this is the Quad. Now, let us look at a different grouping, BRICS. Now, BRICS has China as a member, Russia as a member, it has Iran as a member, Brazil, South Africa, Egypt. BRICS also condemned the April 22 attack. It reaffirmed its commitment to combating terrorism, again including cross-border terrorism.
The speech painted Pakistan not just as a threat, but as a state in freefall. Modi and Jaishankar pointed to Pakistan's crippled economy, low GDP growth of 2.4% in 2024, and dependency on IMF bailouts. FATF has kept Pakistan on a watch list for terror financing, and the US State Department continues to flag its failure to dismantle jihadist groups. India is leveraging this image to undermine Pakistan's global legitimacy. India, on the other hand, is positioning itself as a regional hegemon. With 7% projected economic growth in 2025 and accelerated military modernisation, including advances by DRDO, India is signalling it can back its words with action. Operation Synindor has redefined India's red lines and shown the world that New Delhi is not bluffing. India is carefully balancing its strategic partnerships, maintaining close ties with the United States despite ongoing controversy around Donald Trump. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is scheduled to visit Washington in September 2025, focusing on deepening defence cooperation through the Quad as part of efforts to counter China's influence in the Indo-Pacific. At the same time, reflecting India's commitment to an independent foreign policy, Modi may also travel to China around August or September to attend the Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) summit, a move that would signal ongoing engagement with China and other regional powers. This dual-track approach highlights New Delhi's efforts to advance its national interests by strengthening relationships with both Western and Asian partners while carefully rejecting external pressures. Following Operation Synindor, Jaishankar had also visited China in a highly strategic diplomatic move aimed at firmly communicating India's stance in the wake of the Pahalgam terror attack. Jaishankar clarified that his trip was not for ceremonial or back-channel purposes, but to deliver a clear message on India's expectations regarding de-escalation along the line of actual control, address trade restrictions, and reiterate India's zero-tolerance approach toward terrorism. He emphasised in parliamentary discussions that India would not tolerate foreign pressure or secret arrangements, and that his visit explicitly confronted Beijing about its support for Pakistan and the broader issue of cross-border terrorism.
देश का अहित करने वाला ये समझौता अब इस रूप में आगे नहीं चल सकता। भारत ने तय कर दिया है, खून और पानी साथ साथ नहीं बैठ सकते।
Modi's final message was clear. Water and blood cannot flow together. India's doctrine has evolved, from restraint to retaliation, from diplomacy to deterrence. With the threat of further military operations looming, the message to Pakistan is blunt. Dismantle your terror networks or face consequences again.